Going on, Laker fans? Thank you. Another edition of Lakers Talk Daily. This is a Friday edition previewing the Lakers and the Utah Jazz coming up tonight across the street at crypto.com. Lakers got some work to do. They're trying to build off their two-game winning streak. Of course, win against the Denver Nuggets, win against the Pelicans in overtime on Wednesday. Thank you to Matt Ryan hitting a three, sending the game to overtime. And the Lakers got a chance to make it three in a row. So I'm going to spend a little time just kind of talking about the Utah Jazz, what to expect for tonight's game. And as always, we'd appreciate that you subscribe to the channel right here on ESPN LA. Okay, the Utah Jazz. Go look, Laker fans. Go look at the NBA standings right now. Phoenix Suns, number 1 at 6-1. The Portland Trailblazers, a little bit of a surprise there. They're 5-2. The third best record in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz. The Jazz sitting at 6-3. I think they are definitely one of the surprises so far in the NBA. Look at some of the wins that they have so far this year, okay? They beat the Nuggets. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. That game went to overtime. They beat the Pelicans. That game went to overtime. They got 2 wins against the Memphis Grizzlies. So it's not like they're just beating nobody. They're beating some pretty decent teams in the Western Conference. They lost their last matchup. That was on Wednesday. They're actually in position to win that game as well. They were on the road in Dallas. Luka hit a big 3. So they lost that game. But the Jazz are very competitive. And, you know, that's kind of the only thing that I'm looking at here is when you looked at the first 15 games of the Lakers schedule, there was one team specifically that you kind of said to yourself, okay, hey, I think the Lakers are going to have a break versus this team. And it was the Utah Jazz. It was actually the Blazers and the Jazz were the two teams that kind of jumped out. Well, the Lakers already lost to the Blazers, and we see how good of a start Portland has got, has begun the season with. And then here's the Utah Jazz. Lakers have them, you know, you go look at that Lakers schedule right now. They have this game against the Utah Jazz. Then they got a quick one against the Cavs on Sunday. And then Monday they're flying back to Utah to play them again. So Lakers are going to get the Utah Jazz 2 of their next 3 games. All right, so I want to just kind of, for a quick second, you're going to say, all right, but who the heck is still on their team? Donovan Mitchell's in Cleveland. Rudy Gobert, they obviously traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They got a haul of picks back when they traded those guys. And here's who they have. Lauri Markkanen has been a really good player for them. He came from Cleveland, so just so you guys have an idea. He was part of the Donovan Mitchell trade. He's been great for them. Kelly Olynyk has been great for them. Jordan Clarkson, former Laker, he's been great for them. And then they still got, you know, some of those veteran players. Mike Conley is there. Rudy Gay is there. Will be your first chance, Laker fans, to see Talen Horton-Tucker rocking a Utah Jazz jersey. I know that kind of sounds weird. But that's kind of the bulk of their lineup. Those are their main players. Markkanen leads the team, averages almost 22 points a game, averages almost 9 rebounds a game. Clarkson's giving them 17 points a game. Colin Sexton's giving them another 13 points. So they don't have one player that you can kind of focus on and say, all right, if you stop that guy, then you're good. I mean, I guess you could say Markkanen from that perspective. And the reason why I bring that up is because it takes a team effort for them to win any of these games. They're not expected to win many of these games. However, they've been winning a lot of these games. So this is not that matchup that you thought before the season started that the Lakers would win, and it would be, you know, they'd blow out the Utah Jazz. Just add those as W's. It doesn't seem that way. It's crazy. ESPN does their matchup predictor. They actually have Utah. This is according to ESPN Analytics, a 56% chance of winning this game. So I wasn't expecting that. I know Laker fans weren't expecting that. So that gives you a little bit of content on the Jazz side of things. Let me flip it over and we talk some Lakers basketball now. What do the Lakers have to do to make their record, to run their record to 3 wins in a row and 3-5 overall? First off, let me just say this about the Lakers. The win against the Pelicans, the win against the Nuggets, and really just overall so far for the Lakers, they've been really, really good defensively. So I love watching the Lakers and some of these other role players for them step up defensively. You know, Anthony Davis having games where he's got 3 blocks, 4 blocks, whatever the case is. So he's doing what Anthony Davis does. But for me, when I look at this game against the Jazz, can you get stops? Can you force Lauri Markkanen? If he's going to have 20 points, does he take 17 or 18 shots to get there? And it's not efficient. Jordan Clarkson, if he's going to get 20, 25 points, Are you making his life a living hell? And you making the shots that he's taking, are they bad shots? I think for the Lakers, it's going to start on the defensive side. And I feel like that defense for the Lakers usually feeds in to the offense. Another thing to keep in mind for tonight's game. Turnovers worry me about the Lakers. When they have low turnovers, they give themselves a legitimate shot of winning the game. When they have high turnovers, a lot of teams capitalize on those turnovers, points off turnovers. I think Russ in the last game had 6 turnovers on his own, and that was in just 25 minutes of play. Can't have that. You cannot allow that if you're Russell Westbrook. The Lakers obviously got to be better from that department. I know we're always going to talk about shooting. Are they hitting their threes? Are they 25% from the three-point line, or are they 45% or 40% from the three-point line? They don't have to be the best shooting three-point shooting team in the NBA. You just can't be the worst. So if you can come in 32, 33% from the three-point line, I think that's enough against the Utah Jazz. Keep your turnovers limited. And then this, to me, is probably the most important thing that I don't think we talk enough about when we talk about Lakers basketball. These last couple of games for the Lake Show, they got balance. There's legitimate balance of scoring for the Lakers. I'll tell you what I mean here. Do you know who led the Lakers in points in the last game against the Pelicans? It wasn't LeBron. It wasn't Anthony Davis. It wasn't Russell Westbrook. It was Lonnie Walker IV. He had 28 points. But it wasn't just him. You got Matt Ryan chipped in with 11 points off the bench. Russ, obviously, his 13 points off the bench, plus the 9 assists and the 7 rebounds. Troy Brown Jr. gave you 15 points in that game. And then Bron and Anthony Davis each contributed 20 points. So if you have a day like they did on Friday night or on Wednesday night, where you got 6 guys scoring in double figures, that makes the Lakers so much more dangerous when they have that balance. So I'm hoping tonight that it's not just they're completely dependent on LeBron and Anthony Davis. That's number one. And number two, I'm also hoping for that big picture for the Lakers. Limit your turnovers. Let defense be your foundation, and the Lakers should walk away with their 3rd win of the season and their 3rd win in a row. That's the hope. Laker fans, let us know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for being a part of Lakers Talk Daily.